A lot of times people ask us, what does it take to build up in a ski resort? And really the only way that I can explain what does it take to build at elevation is to be here. I'm in Aspen Meadows up in Bryan Head, and this is a beautiful development. And I want to show you what does it take? What really do you need to think about when you are building a second home in a ski resort? Well, for one is the weather. Now, if you look around, you'll see we've got snow around and it is almost June. So you're gonna have to deal with weather. So our build time in the summer is going to be pretty narrow. So on a normal year, it is in late May, and we might still have so much snow on the ground that we can't move dirt. This year, we can, right? So we have to understand that Mother Nature comes and goes. Some years may be a very heavy snow, very short build season. Other years, you may luck out and you may get a good building season, but you really don't know until you get there. So you have to plan for timing and understand that it's going to take 2 build seasons. What do I mean by 2 build seasons? I mean, it's going to take summer, we're going to work through the winter, it's going to take the following summer, and sometimes we have to work into the winter again. Just depends on how much build time we get. Another thing that you always have to think about when you're looking for lots in Bryan Head is the topography. Now, if you look behind me, this house that we're building, you'll see that there is quite a substantial driveway that we had to build to get down to the house. Now, the lot is fairly flat, but it's flat at a slope, right? So not level, but flat with a slight slope. So we had a large amount of dirt work that we had to do to prepare for the house to sit there. And that took us about a month of time just to prepare the building slab. And of course, it adds cost as well, because we have to import that dirt from the bottom of the mountain up to the top of the mountain. So when you're thinking about building at elevation on steep slopes, because you got to have a slope to ski, you've got to be thinking about your topography. Another thing that you need to think about a lot is utilities and availability of utilities. Now, here in Aspen Meadows, the developer has done a fantastic job of having fire hydrants and power and natural gas and fiber right to the lot line. You don't get that in a lot of places in Bryan Head because this is still a small town and it's pretty rural. Make sure you're talking to your builder and you understand what are the utility requirements for where you're at. Now, I'll tell you here in Aspen Meadows, the advantage of having a developer who cares about that is that we are recognized by the fire department. We don't have to put fire sprinklers into your house. There are some locations that the fire department here in Bryan Head is going to require fire sprinklers because you're too remote. Here, you don't. So back to when I was talking about this driveway behind me, a thing to think about when you're building your driveway is you've got to keep that slope less than 12%. If you exceed 12%, that's going to drive the requirement for having to have a fire sprinkler system or fire suppression system in your house. What does that mean? That means about $60,000 to $80,000 in added cost. If you're thinking of having a second home, and if you're wondering where should you be, I think Bryan Head and I think that Aspen Meadows are an ideal combination. Give us a call, talk to us, or call Aspen Meadows. They have a wonderful website. Get some more information about that. We would love to be your builder. We would love to guide you through the process of building up here. But when you are looking for your builder, you've got to find a builder who understands the climate that we are in Bryan Head. Bryan Head is at 9,000 feet. Up here in Aspen Meadows, we're closer to 11,000 feet. It takes a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and we have to do things in a very specific way to make sure that we're accommodating the weather, the snow, the regulations here in Bryan Head, which are much more substantial than they are down where it doesn't snow so much, because this is a resort area and we do have to worry about erosion. Give us a call. We'd love to be your builder. Thanks.